Okay, this is Keegan. He is a 16-year-old quarter horse, and his owner has had him for 6 years. She trail rides. She did use him for barrels for many years. In his past, he did cutting as well. Her goal is to do ranch work with him, but he's a little bit too uptight and tense. Now, in the 6 years she owned him, he's been slightly off on his right front for pretty much the entire time. She's had him evaluated by numerous vets, lots of diagnostics, x-rayed everything, feet through the legs, I guess even something in the shoulder. And then another vet x-rayed his neck. Everything, so far everything's been fine. They can't find anything wrong with him. So she knew him the year before she bought him, and he was 100%. So after she got him was when he went off on that right front. And she also did inject the stifles not that long ago. So she's tried everything, and chiropractic work she's done with him, and he still is not right. So she's never had a body worker look at him, and she's tired of spending money on it, but she did meet me last week at a clinic, and we talked about him, and she decided to have me come and take a look. So here we are. This is Keegan, and we're about to start the assessment phase. That's good. Okay, now walk side to side for me. Straight down that way. Nice and forward. Okay, there he just tripped on that foot. Okay, now is it possible that you can trot back and forth with him? Could you do that? Okay, and then come back, please. Yeah, he is slightly off on that. And one more time, go a little further down and then trot one more time for me, please. Okay, so he bends his neck pretty good. Oh, yeah.
He's pretty good.
Okay.
Now the other side, he'll start twisting it early. And I have to work at trying to get it to stay up.
Okay, just show me what he does. You don't have to make it perfect.
Well, that's a little better.
Actually, that doesn't look bad.
No, that was better than normal.
Make a liar out of you, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to check his legs for range of motion.
Oh, sorry, I'm not.
Okay. He doesn't know me. That lock's a little stiff.
Is it?
Yeah, just a little bit stiff, I would call it. See how far it can go. Okay, alright, that's as far as he can go. Alright, so that front leg's a little stiff. Good full leg. Yeah. His range of motion is pretty stiff too. The knees themselves aren't too bad. This one's a little stiff. So you can actually stretch this one a little bit more than the other.
That one I usually stretch out a little more, maybe that's why.
Yeah, this one is definitely stiffer. Now maybe it's a compensation thing.
Alright, want me to hold him here. Oh, buddy. He's okay.
Slowly. I'm not pulling. I'm just trying to see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Let me get to this side.
Okay, that one comes under pretty nicely.
That's his one he tends to favor a little more. Seems like.
Okay, this one you have a harder time bringing behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I've noticed.
So one thing I definitely like to do, go ahead and start it,
Okay, did.
is to see how aligned he is, his shoulders. His right shoulder is bigger than his left.
Okay.
So the right scapula.
It's a little higher.
It's not higher.
Okay.
The bone itself is bigger.
Oh, okay.
So one thing you might be dealing with is a saddle problem.
Okay.
Because you have to fit the saddle to the bigger scapula.
Okay.
Most horses are asymmetrical.
Oh, okay.
Most of them.
Yeah.
So some are worse than others too. I mean, I had a horse who had a giant left one and a small right. I mean, it was like night and day. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it was the same horse. So, and if we square up the hind legs, we can check the pelvis. And this is good boy. There we go. Now we square. And his left pelvis is a little bit higher, but that puts about an inch forward. But it's not bad. It's a smidge higher.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. As far as we know, his vitals are fine. Doesn't have a temperature. His breathing is good. Now I'm just putting my hands on his head. So right away he's telling me he's got a little bit of an issue with his head.
Now, is it his head or is he just fearful?
I don't know.
Because I'm telling you, I really think there was a time he was abused and all the men just went by.
Okay, there he's licking and chewing.
Okay,
so he's
good.
accepting my hands.
Okay.
Okay. Good boy. He might have an issue with his head. I'm going to check on that a little bit later. I'm going to check the TMJ. You said his teeth were done.
They need to be done.
Oh, they do need to be
Yeah,
done.
they need to be done.
Yeah, there's a reaction there.
Ah,
TMJ.
okay.
Horse on the right and on the left. The left I'm pushing. Not too much reaction.
Oh, interesting.
So
Okay.
yeah, when they're sore there, he's licking and chewing a little bit more already.
Let me switch hands so I can get over here.
So now I'm going to check the pole. Has he had any tie back incidents?
Nope.
That you know of? Okay, there he's licking and chewing a little bit. So he's a little bit tense. I would call that tension.
Yeah.
Of course, his neck. Ooh, his neck is hard as a rock there.
Yeah.
So his neck needs a lot of work. Good boy. Good boy. I know. Huh? Tense. And part of it may be whatever's going on in his right front. There's been so much compensation for so many years.
Yeah.
It's been going on for years. He's been balancing a lot with his neck, as I mentioned to you when I met you.
Okay, buddy. I know.
Good. So I'm just going to press. I know his neck is bad, so I'm not going to keep pressing. That's just going to get him upset.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe in
So
people.
we're
Works
going
for
to
a
check
day.
his pectorals here. Pretty good there. Not a bad reaction there. Pony out there.
Yeah, I think I got it locked, so I don't think she can push it.
This is where the girth is.
Okay, it out.
He is licking and chewing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to think it's
He doesn't like that either.
good boy. So I'm watching the horse a lot to see his reaction. Now there's the withers and he's looking at me, so he's a little bit sore here. Okay? Which is where the saddle sits.
Right.
A little bit on this side. We'll check his back. Okay, there we go. Very
Yeah.
tight and tense.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is back around T15 to T18.
Okay.
He's definitely sore. This is the long-distance muscle that's tight. Just checking it here. So he's got quite a few issues going on. I'm going to check the SI. Actually,
Oh, that
is-
hurts.
Okay, well, he did that.
Yeah.
A lot of them do this. They buckle, but he's not really buckling.
No, he's.
Okay, so I'm gonna check right here.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
That
bud.
is, all right, good boy.
You have an audience here.
He
The
doesn't
whole
like that,
audience.
so.
You didn't like that either. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the psoas muscle.
Okay.
Okay. I just checked 3 spots for the psoas, and he is a little bit slow there.
Yeah.
Seen worse. Seen him literally buckle down.
Oh, really?
I have seen worse. So I'm going to watch for his reactions back here. Glutes are here. Nothing major there. Hamstrings are definitely tight as a wow. He's tight. Not a big reaction, but they are tight. I'll go to this side.
Okay, buddy. Let me switch hands here.
There's no problem. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, I already checked his head. We know his neck is bad.
Yeah.
So, even across here. All neutral ligament. Alright, I know. Here's his shoulder. Okay, this right pectoral. He's upset there. He's got a lot of issues. I've actually palpated this, and horses practically bite me when they get a hand on.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, they're very sore. Okay, so now I'm up on this bigger shoulder. Now he's already licking and chewing.
Yeah, so that's good.
He's getting some release. Not right here. Not right here. Okay, get him up. Not. You're gonna have to check this out.
Okay.
This is
What are you doing, bud?
okay. I'd like to check here. This is where the girth goes. Slight reaction, nothing serious. There he's looking and chewing. He's pretty tight. And the psoas muscle on this side, I'm sure, is going to be the same.
Yeah,
Actually,
there's
it's
a
a little bit worse.
there's a reaction.
The reaction is the PSI. This is very tight.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the glutes are okay. This hamstring is not nearly as tight as the other one. There's an exhale.
And that's the leg that picked up easier in the back too, right?
So,
You could stretch it a little better.
so this side he's a little bit looser, but he stretched it back. Okay. There we go. Thank you. Shut it off.
Okay.
Okay, so that was the evaluation stage, and I'm just going to explain to you what happened in my session following that. I did do a full massage, a craniosacral session, and also I did do some alignment. His neck was out pretty much from C3 to C6. So I worked on that, and I used the tool, the activator tool, from the ANMR course that I learned. And I found that he has damage in his muscle around his scapula. And it's probably because she's been riding in a saddle that didn't fit him in that right shoulder area for 6 years. I guess she never made the connection that when she got him, I did confirm she used that same saddle, Western saddle, this whole time for 6 years. So unfortunately, it did some damage, in my opinion, and that would be at the base of the latissimus dorsi, right behind the triceps, where I found that big knot on his right side, behind the scapula. So there's some damage in there, and that shoulder just hasn't had the freedom it needs because of the saddle. And as you might have noticed or remembered, I did mention that the scapula on the right side was bigger than the scapula on the left. And that, because the left side was fine so we had put the saddle on without the blankets. I identified where it was pinching him, And then I ended up having her change the padding a little bit to support. And also I had her sit in the saddle, and the way she's sitting, she was sitting to the back of the saddle and with her legs out in front of her. Well, when you do that, you put way too much pressure and to the back of the horse's back. As I mentioned, between C15 and 18, he was sore. Also, his psoas was sore, and when a rider sits too far back in the saddle, they can damage the psoas muscle. So there was some damage there too. So that's really the long and short of it. My feeling was she's been riding in an ill-fitting saddle for 6 years, sadly, and he has some damage. Could be some nerve damage too, because it's gone on so long. But I told her, let's alleviate the problem with changing how we pad the Western saddle, and then let's see what happens. I think there's a good prognosis, in my opinion. It may take her 2 to 10 months for this muscle to repair, but she needs to keep riding him, and let's see over time if that will repair and if we can stretch it out. And I will probably go back a few more times and at least do some massage work on him to see if we can get that straightened out for her. Okay, that's the end of the information on Keegan, and best of luck with the rest of the course.